Now, the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues on Charleston's Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. Remember, if you want to reach out to me to talk about real estate, you're planning on buying a home, selling a home, investing in real estate, you just want to chat about the process, or you're ready, willing, and able to go, would love the opportunity to earn your business. That's what we do during the day. We've done that for the past 13 years. We've done over 1,000 transactions here in Charleston. So we'd love to help you out. And I can be reached personally at 843-400-8009, 843-400-8009. Or you can go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or you can check us out on Facebook, the Brian Beatty Real Estate Team and the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Or you can go on YouTube and check out our videos, or you can go to iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, all that fun stuff, and listen to our podcast. We've got a few hundred shows on there. I've been doing this for 6 years, almost 7, going strong. Haven't run out of content yet. Still have plenty to say. That's the cool thing about real estate. There's always something to talk about. And our industry is changing, and it's actually changing pretty quickly, especially as it relates to marketing, which is why I found it prudent to have this be the topic of this weekend show, because there is so much that we could be doing as an industry to help you, the consumer, sell your home better, faster, and for more money. And the problem is the learning curve is steep. It is really steep. And if you don't want to take the time to learn how to do it, it's expensive to just pay a company to do it for you. We have a blend. There are some things that I'm just not going to take the time and the energy to figure out because it's ever changing. Like, I don't need to understand the algorithms associated with Facebook's marketing. I have a company that does that for me. Now, I tell them how to message or what message I want to be appealed to certain target markets. But there's certain things that are just too techie for me. And I'm pretty techie. I can get really nerdy really fast on all this marketing stuff because, as I mentioned earlier, it's a passion of mine. So let me get right into that. Let me tell you what some of these things are. And so let's start with the problem. The problem is real estate marketing is almost entirely reactive. It is not targeted in any way. What I mean by that is you can't tell people to go and drive by the house and call the yard sign. You can't tell people to go to Zillow and do a random search and find your specific house. They're going to do all of these things on their own. The only thing that you can do is hope that somebody responds to your advertisement. You're putting it out there for the world to see, and wherever the buyers are, whatever stage in the process they're in, you just hope that, they bite your bait, So you try to put as many lines in the water as possible, as they say, and just hope for a bite. And that's what most agents do. There is no targeting whatsoever on the buyer side. Now, we can target some agents, and we can do that really easily because there are functions in the MLS that allow us to do that. Like, as an example, if let's say that I was working with a buyer, and a buyer wanted to buy a house in, let's Mount Pleasant between $400,000 and $500,000 with at least 4 bedrooms and at least 2,500 square feet. As a real estate agent, I would create a search in the MLS for that buyer. I would select some search parameters. I would save that search, and then each time a new listing hit the market or an existing listing dropped their price, that buyer would receive an automated email from the MLS that says, hey, here are today's new listings that fit your search criteria. So all these agents out there, their big value proposition to a buyer is, well, hey, let me get you set up with an account in the MLS. As if it's like this, some sort of like secret society. I mean, that for the most part is a buyer agent's value proposition, the ones that don't really understand what a value proposition is. It's just, hey, let me send you some properties. Well, I can go and search properties myself. I can create these searches myself on these websites. What I want to know is, where are the properties that aren't on the market yet, that are about to hit the market? What separates a good deal from an overpriced deal? If I'm going to have to do all this work myself and you're just going to negotiate the deal for me, then why should I choose you over somebody else? I mean, we as a population are starting to question the value of our industry because we as agents have gotten lazy. We haven't changed. We're reluctant to change. You have these agents that, do well for themselves and then I've been in business for 25 years. And they've been doing the same thing for the past 25 years, and it's not working anymore. And so how can we take advantage of all of the cool stuff that's out there from a marketing perspective? I'll tell you how. On my team, a little over a year ago, we knew that this was happening, and we'd been searching for a while for a solution to this. But we understood that our key to success, especially with listings, is going to be through something called people-based marketing. Again, right now, the way that most agents run their business when they take a listing is, okay, once it goes in the MLS, then a chain reaction occurs and it goes to all these other property websites, and now we're just going to hope that somebody inquires about the house or calls the sign or attends the open house that I basically just put directional signs out for. Or maybe, I have a friend on Facebook that comments on it and I get a bunch of likes and maybe somebody shares it. Maybe it finds its way to somebody that might be looking for property in this area and price range. I mean, it's just such luck of the draw. There's no targeting there. Nothing specific has been done to find a buyer that is already interested in a home like yours. And so this is where things get really cool. This is where things get really exciting. We have the ability, because and this is Big Brother-ish, and I'm telling you right now, this is going to freak some of you out. And that's okay, because you know what? It works. Some of you are going to be like, all right, I'm canceling Facebook immediately as soon as I hear this show. But everything that you do is trackable. Everything that you do is recorded for the most part. You have a profile online that perfectly fits some companies. So when they go and they buy data from these, big data houses, they know exactly what they're looking for. So when I take a listing, and this company that I work with can help me to sift through all of the data to say, all right, for this house, this would work really well for somebody that might be moving up. Let's say they're selling their first home and they're going to buy their second home now because their family is growing. Or maybe this would be a good home for a relocation buyer or a military buyer, or maybe it's a second home for somebody, or maybe it's for an empty nester. There are all these different categories of buyers. They all have defining characteristics. And so rather than just hope that one of these people comes along and inquires about one of our online, ads, let's go find them. We have the ability to do that, and we've been doing it for over a year, and the results are just crazy. It's so cool to watch, this company with, obviously, I mean, they're helping us with the behind the scenes stuff because that's just too techie for us, and it would take too much time. We're selling real estate. We're not sifting through big data and creating target markets with demographic and geographic profiles that are then overlaid with online behavior to create lists of people that we believe are buyers for your house. So like as an example, in this, this home that would be a great move-up buyer, well, let's say that, we're looking for a specific type of buyer that fits that demographic. And let's say that they have researched schools in your zip code, but that search originated from a different zip code. I mean, do most people research schools in a different area unless they're thinking about moving there? Maybe they researched crime rates in that area, and that search originated from a different zip code. You know how granular we can get with this? We know exactly where those searches originate. We know their names and their addresses. That's what starts to freak people out. But that's how targeted we can get with our marketing. And so we find these people that are displaying behavior online that lead us to believe they want to buy a home like yours, and then we market to them in multiple different ways, one of which is incredibly effective, is through social media. So, when you're scrolling through your Facebook news feed and you see an advertisement for something that fits your search criteria, obviously it landed there for a reason. Somebody paid to put that advertisement in front of you. We're doing the same thing, but from a real estate perspective. And it's what's created this kind of feather in the cap for us. I mean, we are selling homes that other agents are not selling. I've had a really tough time selling. We just put a home under contract in a month that was on the market for 3 years for almost $1.5 million. We sold another home out in Wadmalaw Island in a month for over asking price, $1.755 million. We were all thinking this is going to take at least half a year. We need to be a little patient here. No, I mean, it worked. And I'm not here to say that, we get it right every single time. Sometimes it's luck of the draw. Sometimes we're just in the right place at the right time. But the point is we have a plan, we have a strategy, and that strategy is hyper focused on the people that are already out there looking at real estate. And so we bring them to our website. They learn more about your property. If they register on our website, then boom, we got them. We communicate with them. We convert them into a buyer for your house. But let's say they visit the website and they don't register. Well, then we pay to just retarget them. So, like when you go to Amazon and you look at a product, but you don't buy it, then that product kind of follows you around wherever you go. It's because they've placed a cookie on your computer, a pixel on your computer, and they're trying to draw you back, create that top-of-mind awareness. We do the same thing, but from a real estate perspective. And the reason I'm sharing this is because agents out there might be like, oh my gosh, that's what they're doing. But you know what? They can't, unless they really dedicate themselves to it, it's just going to be knowledge. They're not going to do anything with it. It's too much. It's too costly. It's too much time. And we've been doing it for a long time now. So we've figured it out. I'm not saying we've got the, quote unquote keys to the castle here, but it's working really nicely for us. And so that's, to me, what is changing in our industry, and what agents need to be learning more about is how to take advantage of the information that's out there, tap into the activities that people are doing that lead us to believe they are a buyer for our listings, and then proactively market to them. That's really the key word here, is proactive marketing. When you ask the question of, hey, what is it that you're doing specifically to sell my house? That's the answer. And that's frankly a portion of it. And I'm not going to get into much else there because I want to save the rest of our time for something else. But that's just kind of a snippet of what we're doing and how we've taken advantage of the advancements in tech and in communication and in consumer behavior. I mean, we're going with the flow, so to speak. We are communicating with people the way they want to be communicated with. And I'm going to leave it at that because we're going to come back. We're going to talk about a few other things as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show wraps up here on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. And remember, if you want to reach out to me, you want to learn more about what we're doing to get these homes sold, would love the opportunity to do so. My phone number, my cell phone is 843-400-8009. That's 843-400-8009. Or you can go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. And of course, check us out on Facebook, the Brian Beatty Real Estate Team and the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.